Like this video and subscribe to the channel right now, and get 1 week of amazing luck. Consider yourself an expert in sports. Soccer, football, rugby, tennis, swimming, and running are all well-known sports, but cheese rolling and chess boxing are not. Interested in learning more? Continue to watch the video till number 1 because we've compiled a list of 25 of the oddest and most entertaining sports from around the world. Some of them are extremely bizarre. Number 25. Tossing Cobber. Cobber tossing is a traditional Scottish game in which participants compete by tossing a hefty log called a cobber. The goal, however, is to vertically flip it over so that it lands in the 12 o'clock position in reference to the thrower. Number 24. Lawnmower racing. This strange sport, invented in England's West Sussex in 1968 by a group of automotive enthusiasts who couldn't afford race cars, puts a new spin on gardening. Due to safety concerns, each lawnmower's blades are usually removed, but the original mower engines are usually left intact. Number 23. Pumpkin chucking. This strange sport, also known as pumpkin chunkin', demands contestants to hurl a pumpkin through the air as far as possible using a constructed mechanical mechanism. The devices built typically differ substantially from one another and include massive catapults, slingshots, trebuchets, bolt throwers, pneumatic cannons, and centrifugal. Number 22. Bubble soccer. Players in this unusual sport are strapped inside giant inflatable bubbles that cover their heads and upper torso. Each team normally consists of 5 players, and the game follows many of the same regulations as soccer. This sport is not only a lot of fun to play, but it's also a lot of fun to watch. Number 21. Competitive worm charming. Worm charming is a sport in which participants attempt to lure as many earthworms out of the ground as possible within a predefined time frame. There are many kinds of techniques that can be used, however, the most common one is to simply tap the ground rhythmically until the worms begin to emerge. Number 20. Underwater football. Underwater football is essentially American football played in a swimming pool. Players must wear snorkeling gear and must get the weighted football to the gutter on the other side of the pool. Number 19. Cheese rolling. A yearly event that takes place in Gloucester, England at Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling and Wake. This event involves participants rolling a 9-pound cheese wheel down an incredibly steep hill and chasing after it. The first person to reach the bottom actually gets to take the cheese wheel home. Number 18. Bog Snorkeling. Every August, over 100 swimmers from across the globe meet up in the Welsh town of Llanrydid Wells to take part in the annual World Bog Snorkeling Championships. All participants need to wear flippers and snorkels, and have to complete 2 lengths of the 60-yard trench without using any traditional swimming strokes whatsoever. Number 17. Wheelbarrow racing. There is a race in Kenya called to Hell's Gate on a wheelbarrow, which is named after the national park where the 5-kilometer racetrack is held. Funds raised from this entertaining event go to conservation efforts for the park. Number 16. Man vs. Horse Marathon. This marathon began in 1979 as a way to resolve a pub disagreement between Welsh natives Gordon Green and Glyn Hones over whether a horse or a man would win a marathon. Since then, an annual 22-mile marathon featuring both men and horses have been conducted in Welshtown, Wales. Men have triumphed on 2 occasions, but it is typically the horses who win. If a human is a winner, they will be eligible for a $40,000 cash reward. Number 15. Chess boxing. This unlikely combination of sports involves brains and brawn. Competitors play 11 alternating rounds of chess and boxing for 3 minutes each. This little-known sport has fans in Germany, India, Russia, and the UK. Number 14. Tuna tossing. This sport got its start in South Australia, in the little fishing town of Port Lincoln. It was inspired by local fishermen who would forcefully toss fish onto their trucks, and it began as a tactic to spice up a local festival. The individual who manages to throw a 20-pound fish the furthest wins. Participants now use rubber fish instead of real fish in the competition. Number 13. Gurning contests. Gurning contests are a rural British ritual in which competitors try to make the most deformed face expression imaginable. The World Gurning Championship is held once a year at the Egremont Crab Fair, which goes back to 1267, when King Henry III handed it a royal charter. Number 12. Dog surfing. This one should be self-explanatory, as it simply shows dogs riding the waves on surfboards, either alone or with a human. It began in California in the 1920s, and competitions are now conducted all along the United States coasts. Number 11. Cycle ball. This sport, often known as radball, is essentially a version of soccer performed on bicycles. The catch is that you can't use any of your body parts and can only touch the ball with your bicycle. The most bizarre aspect is that the bicycles utilized had no brakes. Number 10. Log rolling. Log rolling tournaments involve two people balancing on a floating log and attempting to push their opponent off without crossing the center line or making any physical contact. Typically, participants win by continuously kicking the log, causing it to bounce or change direction. Number 9. Unicycle hockey. This one is almost as self-explanatory as underwater football, because unicycle hockey is, as wild and hazardous as it may sound, hockey on unicycles. Each team comprises of 5 players who must keep both feet on their unicycle at all times. Number 8. Giant pumpkin kayaking. If you're tired of using a kayak to go kayaking, then why not give this quirky sport a try instead? The most famous giant pumpkin race by far takes place annually on Nova Scotia's Lake Pemaquid. The race is around half a mile long, and participants typically decorate their pumpkins in a colorful way. Number 7. Extreme ironing. Here's one that's absolutely nuts. Extreme ironing is a type of extreme sport where people take clothes and ironing boards to remote or dangerous locations to do a spot of ironing. According to the Extreme Ironing Bureau, extreme ironing is the latest danger sport that combines the thrills of an extreme outdoor activity with the satisfaction of a well-pressed shirt. Number 6. Wife carrying. While this activity sounds like it could be a race held in a quaint European town, this sport enjoys global appeal. The game has its origins in Finland, where local women were commonly abducted. The World Wife Carrying World Championship has teams competing from Australia, Germany, Great Britain, Estonia, Ireland, and the United States. The United States team is highly competitive. Participants need to win their state championship to qualify for the global championship. Despite the title, any team of 2 can participate. Number 5. Redneck Games. Held in East Dublin, Georgia every summer since 1996, this athletic event involves unique sports you might not usually see in any other sporting context. Some of the events include toilet seat tossing, seed spitting, mud belly flops, armpit serenades, and dumpster diving. Number 4. Hot dog eating contests. One of the more prominent forms of competitive eating, the rules involve participants trying to eat as many hot dogs as they can in a 10-minute period. The sport began in U.S. county fairs and has gained recognition due to Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, held annually on the 4th of July. The sport has spawned a huge industry and enjoys popularity in the US, Canada, and Japan. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take me 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal: you just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribes button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 15 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. Number 3. Toe wrestling. This sport is similar to arm wrestling in that players try to pin their opponent's toes down for 3 seconds. Players alternate between their left and right foot while playing the best of 3 rounds with bare feet. Men and women have their own sections. The World Toe Wrestling Championship has been running since the 1970s and is gaining in popularity. Number 2. Quidditch. This sport, which is believed to be played on flying broomsticks, was first detailed in the popular Harry Potter book series. Real-world fans have created a land version, which is played on a hockey field. The game began in colleges in the United States and has now expanded throughout the country. Fans refer to the game as Muggle Quidditch since Muggles are what the characters in the series refer to as non-magic folk. Number 1. Seapak Takraw. A popular sport in Southeast Asia, this action-packed game resembles volleyball, but instead of hands, players use their feet, knees, chest, and head to move the ball around, which is made from softwood. The International Seapak Takraw Federation holds competitions with teams from over 100 different countries.